Thank you so much for joining today. We're going to be talking about how to sell more units with Facebook inventory ads. It's an exciting topic, really untapped market out there. Even though that we're starting to see a little bit more adoption of the Facebook platform, specifically around marketplace, Facebook inventory ads are an untapped area for dealers in their local markets to take advantage of in-market shoppers. And we're going to teach you today how to go out there, reach out to these in-market shoppers with your on-the-ground inventory, and show you how to move units faster with this new technology. So for those that don't know me, my name is Pete. I'm a digital marketer, certified partner, as well as Oracle Elite Data Marketer partner. Hold the highest badges inside of Facebook, including the Pro badge and Blueprint certified. I'll be kind of going through today what we've learned through the experience we have on Facebook inventory here. So for those that don't know, we're fighting a pretty uphill battle here from a dealership standpoint. Less and less shoppers are actually coming into the showroom floor over the years, and that creates a little bit of a problem. If our sales folks can't get in front of the right people, it's harder to sell a car when we can't actually have those conversations. What we're going to show you today is how to win the online war with this, how to start the conversation online, keep in front of the consumer along the way, making sure that your brand is front and center, and tailoring every single ad specific to that shopper based on their browsing activity on your website. Okay, so what we're going to try to do is help you guys get more people into your showroom floor and make sure that you're in the consideration set with your vehicles that are out there. In order to do this, we have to make sure that we can reach out and have the first conversation online. So many dealers are using Google ads, which is great, but that's the last mile and that's the last touch usually that will happen along the way. What we have to do is start being able to help more shoppers find our inventory faster without the use of waiting around in portals and endemic sites. So before we get started today, I would like to do a quick poll with you guys and find out, first and foremost, are you guys actually listing your vehicles today in Facebook Marketplace? I'll give this a couple seconds to go through. Love to see how many of you guys are actually listed in Marketplace today. Very overwhelming survey here of most of the folks on this call are actually in Marketplace, which is great. I'm going to end this poll and I'm going to launch one more poll. Now, how many of you guys think you guys are running Facebook inventory ads today and actually taking advantage of going out and putting your inventory in the hands of in-market shoppers in real time? Great. So pretty much speaks in line. About half and half are on there. A lot of people don't know actually too, which is totally fine. We'll go through and show you how you can actually find this today. And the last question I have before we get started is what are you using today to actually advertise your vehicles? Go ahead. It's multiple choice. We'd love to know the different types of places you're putting your vehicles today so we can get a better understanding on where you're putting your ad dollars today out there. Are you on Google, Facebook, Craigslist, Auto Trader, Gurus, Cars, Edmunds, other classified sites, display? You can check all the ones that apply. Just really like to see kind of where people are putting the majority of their money today. Give this a couple more seconds. Halfway through. If you're on the call, please go ahead and vote on this. This is great data for us to have context around. All right, great. I'm going to go ahead and round out this now. So the majority of you are actually saying Auto Trader, Car Gurus, Facebook, Google, the typical sites. A lot are on classified sites as well. So today we're going to share with you guys how we can go ahead and take advantage of specifically Facebook and get more out of the amazing opportunity that's out there. So why Facebook? First and foremost, powerful medium that's out there. Changed a lot over the last 3 or 4 years as they shifted from page posts to actual ads. Second, the ability to local shopper target. So being able to go into your backyard zip code or radius targeting around your dealership and get very, very granular to be able to target people that live close to you, as well as very smart ads that can get very, very smart based on the actual consumer's behavior, both off of your site and on your site, as well as being able to track leads and sales throughout the process so you can understand what is working, what is not, and where to reinvest your budgets. Okay? We're going to cover the medium. So for those that may or may not know, Facebook owns a lot more than just Facebook. They own Instagram, they own Facebook Messenger, they own the Audience Network, and they also own Facebook Marketplace, right? As well as a VR company called Oculus that's out there. But some people may not know the kind of reach that each one of these platforms have. So I'd like to always touch on this. So globally, 2.2 billion people are monthly active and active on the Facebook platform. So we have an ability to reach an exorbitant number of people, hundreds of millions of people in the US alone. Over 2/3 of Americans are actually logging into Facebook properties daily as well. You have 800 million active people on Instagram, 1.3 billion on Messenger, and over 1,000 great apps, including Spotify and others, that are actually using Facebook's ad network to publish their ads. And over 20% on time on mobile is being spent on a Facebook and Instagram property right now. So that means 1 out of 5 minutes is being spent on mobile, on Facebook or Instagram, which is a really great opportunity for your dealer to proactively go out and be able to put your inventory or your ads directly in front of shoppers. And over 2.2 billion people are using the Facebook platform monthly, which gives us that huge reach that no other platform really has at this point. Okay. So I'm going to show you today things that you can use, whether you're an OEM dealer, an independent dealer, you're in Canada, you're in the US, you're in Mexico, it doesn't matter. Regardless of if you're a used car dealer specializing in pickup trucks under 10,000 or new luxury vehicles that are out there. It's a two-part strategy, and many of you, as you indicated, are taking advantage heavily of the second part of the strategy, which is Facebook Marketplace. And a few of you guys are taking advantage of Facebook inventory ads. We're actually going to show you how to go through and have this stuff configured so you can take advantage of both sides. Now think about this. Facebook inventory ads is a proactive way to take your inventory in a style that you want and put it out in front of shoppers before they ever visit your website, before they've ever known about your brand. Facebook Marketplace is no different than any other listing site where you're just a needle in the haystack and people have to go search and find your cars in there. It's a great opportunity because there's a lot of people searching in Marketplace, but it's a reactive mode, no similar to Google or Auto Trader or Cars, where someone's got to filter and find your vehicle. The other side with inventory ads is going to be able to take those signals that we're gaining from Marketplace and many other sources and be able to proactively deliver ads to shoppers that are in your market shopping for cars but haven't considered your dealership yet, so that we can introduce your brand and your vehicles to these new consumers and drive them directly to your website. So how are we going to do that? Facebook inventory ads is a 5-step process that allows you to come in, take your vehicle feed, and automatically turn them into beautiful carousels on Facebook and Instagram. It allows us to target local in-market shoppers and match your exact on-the-ground inventory to people that are already shopping for similar types of vehicles to what you have on the ground, allowing us to put the right type of vehicle at the right type of person in real time. The second part is going to be really around not sending people to a third-party website like you may be used to. So companies that are currently using this might include endemic sites like Auto Trader and Cars and Edmunds, but they're taking their traffic and sending them to their site. What we're going to do here is we're going to cut out the middleman, and we're going to lower your cost by sending people directly from Facebook to your dealer's VDP page. And we're going to give you all the tracking and mechanisms so that you can actually convert people on your website and get first-party leads. Second, dynamic retargeting. So after someone's been to your site, we're getting a lot of intelligence. We're going to be able to retarget that shopper with the similar vehicle that's in stock to what they've already looked at. And then all the vehicles that they actually have looked at and haven't converted on, we're going to be able to capture those on Facebook as lead ads and push them directly into your CRM in real time as well. So I'll show you how this actually works. So what we're doing here is we're going to take your actual inventory from your website, pull it in dynamically, and start making carousel ads. So as someone scrolls down Facebook, they're going to get your inventory with your logo and your branding that's on there. All the Shop Now buttons that are on here will allow people to go directly to your dealer's website and allow you to start that interaction with the consumer. So this is kind of how it works. At first, this is a untailored experience. So this is just an example of cars and trucks and SUVs and vans that will pull in. Each and every shopper that's in your market, based on what they're doing on both Facebook and offsite of Facebook. So think about this. If someone may be browsing an endemic site today, and that endemic site or third-party listing site may have a truck that is out there that is sending signals back to Facebook already that this person is shopping for trucks between $30,000 and $40,000. That shopper has never been to your website, but you have trucks in stock that are between $30,000 and $40,000. Facebook will take all of your $30,000 to $40,000 pickup trucks and put them in front of shoppers looking for pickup trucks in your local market that we define. And it'll actually tailor this ad. So it'll pick this vehicle and this vehicle and a few other trucks, and it'll put them in front there and customize that one set of gallery ads for that shopper. Each and every shopper in your market will get a predictive set of cars on your lot sent to those shoppers in real time for each and every one of them. Now, the beauty of this is it's predictive, so it gets it wrong sometimes. But what the beauty is by people clicking on these ads and coming to your website, and then the interactions you're getting on your website, you're actually building an intelligent platform that will help you stay in front of those shoppers every single day. So what happens is once we take your actual inventory, we find those local in-market shoppers that actually match to those vehicles that are on there. So in this case here, we're going to take your zip code or radius targeting from your dealership. We're going to plug that in, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to target those lookalike in-market shoppers that are browsing other auto sites and your competitors that are out there. We're then going to be able to also find people similar to your website visitors that are browsing similar types of vehicles in your local market, and we're going to place those vehicles right in front of them. So in this case here, this dealer is located in Kentucky. We'll go ahead and geo-target 15 miles around the dealership. It's going to narrow that audience down to in-market shoppers that are actually looking for vehicles that they have already in stock, and it's going to deliver those to the audience that's out there. Optionally, we also have the ability with our partners at Oracle to target Polk and TransUnion data. Now, this is for US only, except for TransUnion. We actually do have the ability in Canada to do TransUnion data as well that's up there, but the actual owner data from Polk is only available in the US. This is an optional add-in function. There is a surcharge for this type of data, but you are able to use Polk's data and predictive data for both in-market and owners, as well as credit data. Now, credit data is great, especially if you specialize in vehicles that are under $15,000 or under $10,000 and you're really trying to go after the subprime market. Or if you're a luxury dealer that wants to only bring in people that have a credit score of a credit tier of 4 or more, you can go ahead and filter out your audiences and soft pull them before they ever come to your website. This way, you're not wasting money on clicks and people coming to your site that can't afford those types of vehicles. So it's a great way to filter out some of the audience, and it's a great way to really make sure that your clients match up to the vehicles that you have on site. Next, our vehicle ads are going to get very, very smart. So once someone has come to your website here, you'll see here, this is a case of the truck example that I showed you before. This is going to show trucks to a truck buyer and put them directly onto your dealer's website. Now, the cool part here is we automatically tag all of that traffic so that you inside of Google Analytics can go ahead and measure all of the time on site and all of the conversions that are happening from the efforts of your actual campaigns, as well as being able to interact with CarChat24's chat system so that we can take those interactions and get more swings at the bat with more VDP traffic and deep link shoppers. As you know, the VDP page is very, very important. And in most cases, most dealers are not getting people that are heading all the way down to the VDP. So it's a great way for us to go ahead and get people that are highly engaged, highly predicted to like the type of inventory that we have already in stock, and put them right onto our most valued page where they can get more information around that vehicle. Now, the best part is, even if they don't convert, we're gaining intelligence. Our system is tracking if they're interacting with carousel ads, if they're interacting with your photos, if they're scrolling or looking at your page. So we can actually take higher level actions to those users. And we can also help make sure that a truck shopper stays every single day, gets more trucks sent to them every single day. So the for instance I like to do on here when we come through here is a truck shopper today that is looking for a Ram that is $30,000 or $40,000. If that car stocks out today, tomorrow you may get 3 or 4 other vehicles that come in. Unfortunately, if someone just browsed your website, they would have to go to your homepage, go to your SRP page, filter out for trucks between $30,000 and $40,000, and they have to remember all of the result page that's there to try to know which cars are new and not new in stock. What our system does is it proactively takes those new cars and automatically will deliver them onto Facebook for you. So the shopper doesn't have to go through a bunch of filtering and faceting on your website, and makes the experience a lot more connected for that consumer, delivering a much better consumer experience. Now, again, the big part about this is we're not sending traffic to anybody's site except for yours, so that you won't get beat like in this case here, where you've got a Toyota dealership in Sarasota being stomped on by a Toyota dealer in Tampa Bay on the same ads that are on here. As likewise down here on these other sites where everybody around you is going and advertising. Since it's your website, there's no ads other than the ads that are on your site that you're doing for yourself. APR offers, trade-in value, all of that. The consumer gets a much better experience, and they also don't get the ads that they don't like already. And you have a chance of really holding that in-market shopper. This is the same technology that's used by companies like Amazon and Wayfair and all the big guys that are out there. Now, again, I said we're detecting everything that's happening on your website for these vehicles. So in this case here, a shopper came to your website and looked at one of your Fusions. Our system recognizes that they're shopping that Fusion, so we're going to retarget them with the same exact vehicle that they looked at and try to get them to re-engage with that, making sure that they know that the car is still in stock. Our system will also find the next closest vehicle similar to them, and it will, as they're continuing to scroll down their news feed, we'll hit them with similar types of vehicles so we can open up their consideration set and help you cross-sell some of your other vehicles that may not be getting the impression share that your main vehicles are. So this is a great way to help make sure that we're getting more and more of your vehicles covered out onto Facebook and allowing more shoppers to come and interact with each and every one of your vehicles on your site. The cool part about this, again, is it will not only do just exact vehicle retargeting, it's going to find those similar vehicles. This is the most powerful part because unfortunately, most shoppers, especially if they're going to an endemic site, you go in and there's just a myriad of vehicles, and you don't know which one are actually your vehicles versus your competitors' vehicles. With this, these are all your vehicles, and since we know that this person is a truck shopper, we're going to dynamically change all of the different vehicles that are in there and only show them trucks. So I say this is like receiving a personalized newspaper every single morning for that shopper as they open up their phone every single day coming in and get the latest on-the-ground inventory that your store offers just for them. So they're not going to see sedans or SUVs that they're not shopping. They're only going to get highly relative vehicles that are in here. That's why these vehicles have over 10% click-through rates, and they're really driving a lot of traffic directly from Facebook. On top of that, Facebook can drive a shopper, an entire shopper for less than $1 all the way into your site and have them re-engage multiple times all the way through to conversion. The site not only will track the conversions, but it will track all of the interactions on the VDP so that you can ensure that you're getting the lowest cost per action possible that's out there without any other lift that's going on. Now, here's the best part about the process. If your system does not convert on your dealer's website, our system will pick that car back up in that shopper, and after a few attempts of trying to get them to convert on your website, if they still haven't converted, we'll go in on Facebook and we'll actually run what's called a dynamic lead ad. The dynamic lead ad is super powerful because it automatically pulls in the user's information that they've got stored inside of their Facebook profile. So their full name, their email that they use to log into Facebook with every day, and their password recovery phone number that they put on file, which is usually their mobile phone number. They also have the ability to leave comments around the vehicle, and then our system automatically knows the exact vehicle that they're on. So as we send this into your CRM system, we'll give you the year, the make, the mile, the trim, the mileage, as well as all the other supplemental information that was received in this lead directly into your CRM as an ADF XML format. And if you're one of those dealers that likes to get a carbon copy of your leads directly sent in HTML email as well, we have the ability to do that for you as well. Less than 3 minutes start to stop from this person coming and seeing your ad on here to instantly capturing their information. And once they submit their information, the user is redirected directly to your website. So here's a live interactive view of how this would work. This user on the left-hand side is filling out their information and then automatically clicking and going to your VDP page. So this allows us to get a super engaged shopper, someone that's been on your site multiple times but hasn't converted yet, on the same exact vehicle that they've been looking at, in an instant way to grab their information. So as you see here, it didn't have to pull in anything other than when they wanted to schedule a test drive. So as the shopper is going through, they're now on your website, you've got the lead information in your CRM at this point, and your sales team or BDC team can follow up in real time directly on these. So Facebook Marketplace. Obviously, you guys seem to be a pretty savvy bunch of folks, and you're already in the Facebook Marketplace, which is great. We also have the ability to publish all of that in there for you, knowing that CarChat 24 has the built-in messenger and will be answering all those messages for you. On top of that, new stats that have just been released by Facebook is now over 20 million active people inside of this in the US alone. So this has become pretty much the #1 platform for classifieds as of now. This is only allowing pre-owned vehicles to go inside of here today, but there is a roadmap that we're hearing that's going to allow new vehicles very shortly, which is going to start opening up a lot more inventory into here as well. Now, again, the bad part about here is you've got a lot of different dealerships all posting into here, and the sorting options are not controlled by you, where if you want to control that, you can run ads. So this is another high premium placement ad that comes with our inventory program. As someone is inside of Marketplace, think about this as kind of a sponsored post or a spotlight ad from like an auto trader. While they're inside a Marketplace, we do have the ability to actually show your ads proactively to that local in-market shopper. So you stand out, your vehicles show in front of them. And again, this ad would be dynamic to what that shopper is actually looking for. In this case, for the demo, we're showing you just a myriad of cars so you can get an example of the types of vehicles it would pull through for you. Again, they can just click from here and go directly to your dealership website where the CarChat 24 Messenger is available, as well as your VDP form. The best part about this platform is it's fully trackable. So we can take someone from the click all the way to the conversion, all the way down to the sale, and actually show you how many people match back to these campaigns. It's a very simple thing to do. You just provide your sales matchback report. What you do is a first name, last name, email, phone number, the event time that happened. So the way this works is it's going to look at the actual purchase time, and it's going to go find that shopper or user that they know about. They're going to try to first and foremost match it to a Facebook profile. The coolest thing we've ever seen is that Facebook finds over 90% of people that are shopping at your dealership to an actual Facebook user, which means that you have the ability to reach your customers back on Facebook if you wanted to remarket them after they bought. And it also gives you assurance that those shoppers actually match to a Facebook profile and you had the ability to reach them on Facebook. It doesn't actually mean that we delivered an ad to them or that they actually converted to it, but that first part is a match rate. The second part that we get is we actually can match the vehicle sale at that point back to the exact ads that occurred. So in this case, this dealer matched 31 sales. We'll show you exactly how it breaks down on a more detailed view here. Each one of our ads can be broken down into a different type of campaign and showing how many people were reached. And then in this, we'll show you if they just viewed an ad or clicked an ad and came in and bought. So this is the sold report. So in this case, 23 shoppers had in 28 days viewed an ad, came in and bought a car. Before they actually bought, they saw those ads. And 10 of them actually clicked and engaged in the campaigns and then came in and bought. So it allows you to start helping and seeing, like, within one day, 5 people came in after viewing an ad, 3 people clicked an ad and came in and bought. So 8 total people came in, viewed and clicked an ad and came in and bought for that dealership, which is pretty cool to be able to see. And it allows you to start tracking back to where the actual activity is occurring. So we're going to open up to Q&A. I know I covered a lot of topics really quick. I want to be cognizant of your time that's out there and make sure that we cover these topics pretty quick for you here. But this should give you a good overview of what inventory ads can do for your dealership. We'd love to open up for Q&A to kind of talk about anything that you might have questions around as a whole. So I'm getting a few questions that are coming in right now. And if you don't mind, there's a chat box. You can go in and there's either Q&A if you'd like, or chat, whichever one you prefer. I've got both of them open on here. And you can just go ahead and leave your questions in there and I'll go ahead and answer it. So on here it says, how long does your system retarget the shopper? So that can be configured by you as a whole. We will retarget in 2 buckets. The first bucket is a 2 to 7 day window on retargeting for lead ads based on someone engaging with a vehicle, not converting and trying to go in and capture their information. We usually start with a 2-day bucket and try to make sure that the window is super, super small on there. And make sure that we do not just keep asking someone to fill in their information to send them back to the vehicle. The second part is the general retargeting, and that is like people that have been identified that are clicking and shopping cars on there. We'll stay with that shopper up to 30 days in most cases and try to re-engage that shopper back. Again, most of the cost at that point on retargeting is very, very minimal. It's very inexpensive to stay in front of a shopper after you know who they are. But we're trying to re-engage a click over a 30-day time frame. If they don't click back in, then we'll give that shopper back out to the prospecting ads and allow the prospecting to start going from there. So again, if you have a different configuration window that you'd like to use, we can do that. But because dynamic inventory and retargeting is so inexpensive, we really try to make sure that we follow that shopper for a good period of time without giving up on them and keep your brand in front of them as a whole. And usually once they stop clicking, it's usually because they fully bought a car and they're just not interested, but it allows us to get those shares, likes, comments as well. A lot of times we will see someone comment back after an ad after they just saw one, bought a car, and they'll re-comment on an ad they see a few days later saying, just bought my vehicle here. And that's a great kind of social proof ad that comes on there. Yeah, all of this is done with very minimal friction, which is great. And the goal of this is to definitely take out that friction. We are getting pricing comments, and I will tell you that we're not going to cover that today, but a Car Chat 24 rep is available and can reach out to you around all of that. I would be more than happy if you just go ahead in the chat box to say, hey, please contact me, and we'll go ahead and make sure that the team can do that, and we can get you any of the information around pricing that's on there. Definitely would love to help you around that. But you know, if you're looking at this as a whole, there's definitely a huge opportunity for dealers at this point to proactively put your inventory out front of shoppers. And the best part I think about this is that every single dealer's inventory is different. Everybody has different stocking patterns. And it really creates a very unique approach for every single dealer so that the ads don't ever appear to be anywhere near duplicate. If you're running OEM ads, many of you have ads that look very, very similar to your competitor down the street because of the restrictions from your OEM. This is a way to really break free from that and start showcasing all of your inventory that you have on the ground today, specifically your pre-owned inventory where it's very hard to get eyeballs on. And it allows you to just really start going in and introduce your CPOs, your used inventory, and any vehicles that really have a picture located on there. We'll take a couple more questions here. Let's see what else we have. Okay, let's go back on here. There's a couple questions around what do some of the ads look like. So we're just going to cover a little bit more on this. So first and foremost, the ads are going to be very much using carousels as a whole. Now, these both go across Facebook and Instagram. Unfortunately, I am only showing this on Facebook. Instagram's a little harder to grab screenshots off of, but Instagram ads are very, very beautiful as well on how they occur. And instead of it being side by side on Instagram, it literally just layers, one car and then they swipe for the next car, swipe for the next car. The beauty of this too, which I didn't mention, is every interaction with these vehicles, the impressions, the interactions with them all get logged into Facebook, and all of that data can be shared with you. So we can actually tell vehicle by vehicle how many impressions were made, how many clicks were made to that exact vehicle, how many leads were done on that vehicle, and if that vehicle was sold within a certain time frame, which is nice. We definitely see that the cars that get interacted with get sold a lot quicker, and the turns increase and go from there. So this is what's called a carousel ad. So this is putting up to 20 of your vehicles in a carousel ad side by side of very similar vehicles to what they're interested in market based on what you have on the ground. The other really type of ad we use is the single ad that you'll see here, this is used in retargeting for someone who's looked at a very specific vehicle. We only use this when we're trying to help a shopper that's highly engaged to keep what I call keeping the prize in front of them. This is something they've looked at, they're interested in, they've looked and read over your page, they've probably clicked on the Carfax report, and we're making sure that we stay in front of them, and we want to take away all of the other choices for them at that point and try to get them to convert and engage on that one vehicle, really helping with that buyer journey and help keep them focused on that vehicle. Okay. Are you experiencing any measurable ROI on Instagram and Messenger? So we actually run all placements, including Messenger, Marketplace, Instagram. The system shows high results across all of them. Again, what you have to remember is this. Every morning, a consumer doesn't wake up and say, man, it would be really, really fun for me to go to 5 different dealers' websites, for me to go to 3 different endemic sites, for me to shop all these different cars. But what they will wake up every day doing is opening up either Facebook or Instagram or Messenger, or going to Marketplace and just doing their normal daily routine of checking in on their friends, checking on their family, posting some stories, going through there. And it's an opportunity for us to proactively to deliver ads where the eyeballs are. So if the user is on Instagram, or they're on Messenger, or they're in Marketplace, or they're on Facebook, we don't really care. It's all one big platform, all measurable through the same exact medium. So it allows us to one, reach that consumer where they are, not where we think they are. And 2, it allows us to measure the engagement across all of that. And we do see when we're in all placement mode that Facebook's algorithm at this point reaches shoppers for an insanely low amount of money compared to other mediums. I'm sure many of you out there are probably paying $7, $10, $15 for a deep link VDP view on some of your terms on Google search. And that's what we call introducing your inventory or your vehicle sometimes to that shopper. Most of those will not convert. It's a first session. They're coming in, they're learning about it. So you just paid $7 to $15 to introduce your brand. Facebook will drive 10, 20-cent clicks into your website for the most part, and that shopper will engage 8 to 10 times for less than $1 overall in terms of ad costs, allowing us to stay in front of shoppers the entire time for about $1. And that's getting 7 to 8 touches on them the entire experience across Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, and continues to redrive that consumer back to your website as you continue to have stock that turns. So it really is a great way to stay back in front of them. Great questions. Okay, what other questions do you guys have out there that I can possibly help answer? Okay. Dynamic inventory. Dynamic inventory, is that what this says? Dynamic lead, sorry. Okay, so that's this part here. I think what you're meaning is dynamic inventory lead ads. And what this does is this gives you the ability to retarget a shopper that's been on your website with the exact vehicle. Now this runs in 2 different formats. We actually can do it on this style as well. So if someone's looked at 3 vehicles, Facebook will probably show a carousel to them versus a single car. But this is where Facebook knows how to get the conversion. What we optimize for is people that will convert at this point, and we're going to show them either a single image or we're going to show them all the other vehicles that they've looked at. And what happens here is once they click the sign up button, instead of going to your website like normal, what it's going to do is it's going to put up a instant load fast page with pulling in all of their information automatically. So it automatically gets their full name, their email, their phone number. The user doesn't have to change any of this stuff. Okay, then they can add comments to this and automatically submit it and go to your website. Okay, so this is a great way for people to get more information around your vehicle and to automatically submit this. This is similar to a VDP lead directly off of your website because you're getting the same information. And it also comes in real time, so you don't have to worry about aging leads or a lead that's been out there for a few days if you're buying third-party leads or potentially using third-party portals out there. Hope that makes sense. Okay. Next to the, we got a question coming in here. Next to the sign up tab, can I include a credit app? Are you talking about in this section right here that you want to be able to add multiple buttons? Okay, so Facebook restricts these buttons to very specific call to actions. You can use get a quote, sign up, learn more, shop now, but there is no other way to include multiple call to actions. And just in general principle too, it's really tough as marketers. We always want to put more and more buttons on there, but in best practice, it's always great to have just one single call to action. And Facebook understands the purpose of a buyer journey where they're trying to really just get them to stop their finger from scrolling, read a little bit more about it, and then ultimately sign up as they go through on here. So they can change the copy and go from there as a whole. So unfortunately, right now, they don't have automotive specific call to actions, and you can't change them manually on here. We have given the Facebook engineers very specific advice around automotive. They are making a ton of headway in what they're doing specifically around automotive, and we expect this product just to continue to get better and better. One of the ones we've asked for, obviously, is check availability, get a quote, schedule a test drive, and also make an offer. We hear a lot from dealers that want to change it to those types of ads. I think credit app is a great one as well, but credit app may not be the right fit at like when someone's at this stage of here. But I do agree that that's a great ad to be running. And you can, with other types of Facebook ads, obviously run types of ads that say credit application. Now we could also put in here custom ad copy for you, just so you know. So if you're looking on here, you'll see, certain ad copy. You do have the ability to change this ad copy and put why buys in here. You can also put in things around, credit if you guys have credit. You can also put a link directly to your credit app in the ad copy on here, but the main call to action down here will only support one call to action, and that's going to be to drive to that vehicle's VDP page overall. So I hope that makes sense. Cool, thank you. Great, these are great questions. Awesome. Pricing, how often does that change? So as your feed changes, we automatically change all of this as well. So if you add new photos, if you update your copy on your vehicles, if you change your pricing, all of that stuff as the feeds come in daily will get changed automatically for you, and the repricing will happen. So you don't have to go into another platform to do any of that. Everything hooks directly off of your feed and automatically pulls in, so that you don't have to worry about any of that. And our system will automatically break up the inventory based on body style and pricing and all of these other different inventory styles along the way, so that we can ensure that each consumer has the best experience possible and deliver, in this case, pre-owned trucks to pre-owned truck buyers. So the question that we have on here is, are you pulling my inventory from, I'm guessing, your inventory provider or from your website or your CRM? So we have the ability to pull from your feed provider, and we also have our own custom web scraper that will actually use data from your website as well. And it validates the two feeds to make sure that we have the most accurate information possible. And then it goes from there to build these inventory ads based on that. But our system will look once a day for for that information. If something is major and needs to be updated, you can always ring our support line, and we can help you, try to pull that faster. Most of the time, everything pulls after you reprice in the morning and go from there. Cool. Awesome. Well, these are great questions. I really appreciate it. Again, these tactics work for both, for the US, for Canada, on both Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Newsfeed, Instagram, Messenger, and all the other placement options that you could possibly think of that Facebook has at this point. I highly recommend that you guys take advantage of the 2.2 billion people globally, or really the few million people that are here in the US and Canada that are shopping for vehicles right next to your dealership right now and haven't been introduced to your dealership. It's one of the lowest cost mediums we've ever seen. And I can tell you right now, we've been doing this for a few years in partnership, and the costs have gone up probably 3 to 4 times already, 3 to 4x, but it's still less than 10 cents in most cases to bring a shopper to your website. So instead of getting 2 or 3 cent clicks like we used to get, you're now going to pay 10 cents. But I'm pretty sure you can agree that that's one of the lower cost mediums that you can find that are out there. And again, that will lead into conversions that have on there. I got a couple more questions coming in here. It says, if you have 2 prices on your VDP page, retail and internet price, which one pulls, or both? So our system will pull all of that in, and it will try to find the price that is the lowest price that's on there, and we'll display that as a whole. Usually that will be in the sale price column of your feed provider that will pull in from there. So if that's your internet price, but we do have the ability to map to either one of them. So if you were only wanting to show retail prices, we can show that as well. It's really up to you on how you want that set up. Okay, so great questions. Awesome. Well, I greatly appreciate your time today, folks. And if you guys do have questions, go ahead and either leave something in the chat box and we'll get back to you. This is being recorded and will be sent out to you. And if you have any questions, the information up on the screen here can guide you right to one of our sales representatives who will give you guys a quick call, and we can go through any questions that you may have. I thank you very much today for your time and attentiveness as the presentation was going on. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.